Yeah! 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 Ah!
Oh my god, finally! Go Canadian fire!
Country!
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Neon Smash!
Owen Grubowski.
GTFO. I got it from a bar.
Ta-da! Not today. The Leafs win Game 5 2-1 in Boston and force Game 6 back home in Toronto. Put your razor down, Leafs fans. Keep that face flow growing. Or neck flow. I can grow leg hair though. I got this one celebrating the final buzzer. Silly hard! The Leafs for at least 50% of the series, I would argue even more, in control of the game for the first two periods. It looked to me like they were outplaying the Bruins, but of course Reimer had to come up big, as always. When is he not called upon to be the guy? And with nothing going in and the two teams playing so tightly together, Leafs get a penalty. Oh no. Bruins power play, this is it! Until... Bayou, the Flowzak scores the shorty. Some people call shorthanded goals shorties, but we call them T-pains. This makes it extremely difficult to talk. That play wasn't talk, that was action. And this really helps encapsulate Toronto's very complicated relationship with Tyler Beautler. Should Phil Kessel be playing with someone else? Yeah, probably, definitely. But Tyler Beautler is the only Leaf this season to score in the shootout. He got the Leafs' only shorthanded goal in the regular season against the Winnipeg Jets, and he gets their only shorthanded goal here against the Boston Bruins. And a couple years ago, on a 5-on-3 penalty kill, he scored a shorthanded goal on Martin Brodeur, becoming the first Leaf to score on a 3-on-5 in like several decades. Despite all his criticisms, many of them legitimate, Tyler Beautler has some sick skill. And he, maybe more than any other Leaf, if he's got a breakaway, you need to be worried, because that mess is going in. And Clark MacArthur... Oh, did I already do the stabby thing? Clark MacArthur, can you believe he was benched? Worse than benched, scratched.
I'll give you a scratch.
Clark MacArthur skating in front, like, excuse me, pardon me. And he is free to roam as he pleases, because that is his kingdom. And with a 2-0 lead, brought to you by O King, who do you turn to?
The Guardian of the Realm.
I've been watching way too much Game of Thrones recently. Called on to defend his people, the Blue and White Knight. Omptimus Reim. I got like a paper cut. But how huge was James Reimer in the third period? The Leafs outshot the Bruins 19-8 in the first, so that's really good. Then the Bruins outshot the Leafs 17-10 in the second, not nearly as good. Then in the third, the Bruins outshot the Leafs 19-4. You know what to do. Because James Reimer is the man. Of course, Zdeno Chara is from the dawn of men, that prehistoric jerk. He scores, and for just under 8 minutes, Leafs Nation poops their pants. Beautler puts the puck over the glass. Ah! I'm looking like, and you were doing so well. But they kill it off. Dying seconds, Yager. Ah!
Access DI.
Audio effects. And the Leafs win. I'm getting hot. And the Leafs win and force a Game 6. Some finer points. Remember I said Phaneuf looks hurt? He still looks hurt, but he's battling. And Jake Gardiner, even though I never said he was bad, looking better than I expected. Holy crap. And people talk about playoff experience and how much knowing what it's like to perform in the playoffs matters. And I've been like, what are some of those things? Well, I do think I've found one thing that the Bruins, with all their playoff experience, for sure have the Leafs beat on. They know what they can get away with in a playoff game. Most notably, lovely Mr. Brad Marchand. But not even just him with the stick work and the tripping guys behind the play. The Bruins in front of the net are brutalizing the Leafs with cross-checks. People like pointing out how much Mikhail Grabovski's taken a beating, and he has, but James Van Riemsdyk's not going to have any limbs left at the end of this thing. He needs to get in there with just like a Ninja Turtle shell and let them have at it. And the Leafs have got away with some stuff, let's be fair, but the Bruins know the rules, the playoff rules, and let's face it, those exist. Last but not least, I love to point out when I'm right, but it's hard to admit when I'm wrong, and I'm going to admit I'm wrong on Tuukka Rask. He has been stellar. Not so stellar on the MacArthur goal, but by and large in this series, I've kind of downplayed him, and he's been a huge factor for why the Bruins are up 3-2. But now it goes back to Toronto after that thrilling Game 4. That was the best hockey game played in this city in almost a decade. And the Leafs have what it takes to force a Game 7. In the last two games, they've gotten off to a 2-0 lead. And they coughed it up in Game 4, and they damn near coughed it up in Game 5. The Bruins don't want the Leafs to force Game 7 with all that momentum after having a 3-1 series lead. The Leafs don't want to be eliminated on home ice. They finally want a home playoff win for the first time in almost a decade. This could be war, and I can't wait. Speaking of war, I'm doing Tough Mudder tomorrow. Look it up. It's basically a 3 or 4 hour obstacle course where you run up and down a mountain. covered in mud. But a Game 5 victory just got me a little more excited for it. So that's all for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Read the post-game blog in the underbar. Read everything on theleafsnation.com. We're just pumping out content every day, hitting record numbers for traffic on the site. People are loving it. You gotta check it out. And you can do that until I make a video for the outcome of Game 6. See you then.